Alright, guys, so welcome back to Into the Infinityverse, where I take a look at, where I basically talk about stuff inside the Infinityverse, which is the shared fanfiction universe my friend Jason Voorhees 2011 and I do together. And yes, I know stuff has been slow, we are working on other stuff, I'm working on a goddamn book, for God's sake. And, life in general, we don't get paid for this, but we do have stuff out. We are still doing Faces of Darkness, which I told you about a few months ago. The first one was done by our good friend Cody Bradish, which is a really cool one about Demona. You guys check that one out. We're going to have other stuff down the pipeline, and we are hoping to have the first act of Dark Phoenix done before the end of the year. That's kind of that's the plan right now, is to get the first act of Dark Phoenix done by the end of the year. Anyway, so let's get started with talking about this. And this is not only going to be talking about Resident Evil and its place in the Infinityverse, but also talk about other aspects of the Infinityverse that are kind of going on right now, and also talk about some other newcomers in the Infinityverse and where their places are. So let's kick things off with Resident Evil. So Resident Evil was one I actually kind of fought for in the Infinityverse, because I was like, no, it could totally work. And Jason was just like, all right, fuck it, fine, put it in there. And now I wouldn't be fighting for it if I didn't think it could fit in there, because there are some that are like, that's probably multiverse, or it's just not going to work, or we don't have enough of it. But the best way we kind of looked at Resident Evil, and more importantly, the Umbrella Corporation itself, the best way we looked at it for the Umbrella Corporation was kind of make it like another major corporation in comics, Roxxon. So in a way, the Umbrella Corporation is going to be like our Roxxon oil from Marvel Comics. They're going to be like the major evil corporation that does run afoul with both the Infinity League and other superheroes in the Infinityverse. And, of course, they're going to be run by Wesker, who is the best way to describe him and Wesker's role in the Infinityverse is going to be like he's a mix of Dario Agger and Anton Arcane. Which, if you don't know who Dario Agger is, he's the Minotaur guy from Roxxon. Which is kind of apt, really, don't you think? A semi-normal looking person turns into a big hulking monster. Yeah, it does kind of fit, doesn't it? So yeah, like I said, he's like our Dario Agger. He's like Dario Agger meets Anton Arcane. Umbrella is also going to be working from the shadows. It's going to be a known corporation, and the events of what happened in Raccoon City are in canon. It's kind of like a very open canon, because I think what we want to do is have it that Wesker's still in charge. So this is somewhere like Resident Evil 4-ish, somewhere between Resident Evil 4 and 5. We're not counting 6, but we are going to have. If you're wondering, yes, Village is in here. If you don't think I'm not going to put if you don't think I'm going to put that woman in the Infinityverse, you're crazy. If you don't think Lady D and the rest of the four lords and Mother Miranda are gonna not be in the Infinityverse in some way or some version, you're insane. So yeah, that's where we kind of are. I don't want to give too much away, but I was kind of thinking that the best way to describe it is that while Umbrella Corporation is going to be major villains for everyone, it's like just like Roxxon is kind of like a villain for everybody. Like everyone takes on Roxxon in some capacity in one way or another. Umbrella Corporation is going to be the same way. However, we are going to centralize that there is going to be one person they kind of gun after the most. There is going to be one hero who's not a member of the Infinity League. They are going to be gunning after the most. They're going to keep coming after her the most. And it's someone who's recently gotten superpowers. So yeah. Anyway. So that's where it is. As for other characters like Jill, Chris, they will not be affiliated with the Infinity League. They'll be operating on their own. I don't think we'll put them on teams. We might in the future, but for now, no. They're kind of on their own. Still part of Stars and all that. And could we get a new version of Nemesis and all that? Definitely maybe some Tyrants. Maybe. But yeah. Now, the events of what happened in Raccoon City did happen, so that place is gone. Raccoon City is gone. It was in the continuity. It is officially destroyed in 1998, just like in the video game. So that's gone. But Umbrella is still up and working. So yeah, Wesker is definitely going to be a big villain. I like. Yeah, like I said, he is going to be a mixture of Agar meets Anton Arcane with a little bit of Sinister in there, of Mr. Yeah, a little bit of Mr. Sinister in there as well. Anyway, as for others, speaking of major corporations, we have the Mishima Zaibatsu. Like I said, Tekken is canon in the Infinityverse. As for who's in charge, it will be Heihachi. It will be Heihachi who is in charge of the Mishima Zaibatsu, but do not count out Kazuya or Jin. All the other characters are here, so we do have Street Fighter and Tekken characters existing in the prime Earth of the Infinityverse. Mortal Kombat is in the multiverse, but yeah, it was kind of like this was another one where Tekken was like, yeah, Tekken should be like. I kind of made the argument with not argument, but more like a discussion with Jason, where I was like, well, since Tekken is kind of in the same universe as, like, they pretty much said in the games, not just Tekken X Street Fighter, but also Tekken 5 or Tekken 6, excuse me, or 7, was it 7 or 6? Anyway, Akuma is and the Street Fighter universe is connected to Tekken. So yeah, it's kind of it's kind of obvious that Tekken and Street Fighter are already in the same universe, so it stands to reason since we have Street Fighter, Tekken can show up too. Now, King of Fighters, Fatal Fury, all those, not in canon because we're, those are games where we're like, we don't have the biggest knowledge of. Darkstalkers, on the other hand, could they be in the could Darkstalkers be in the Infinityverse? Could be. But yeah, so that's kind of where we are. I wanted to do this video because a lot of you guys do like Into the Infinityverse, and yes, we are working on Infinityverse stuff. I promise you we are working on Infinityverse stuff. It's just we have our own fucking lives, and we are trying to build this universe in the back. We do have tons of stories. It's just that between life and all that, but it's not like we're not throwing our hands up and going, we're done. And we have gotten help from people we do trust. We go looking for them. Don't come looking for us for asking if you want to write in the Infinityverse. That ain't gonna happen. There are people we're working with that are a part of that are working with us on these story ideas, and we trust them. Like, we went to them, and they gave us a lot of good stories, like Cody did. Cody Bradish, a good friend of ours, and yeah, he's provided us with some great stories. Pax, he was also really great. He did a really great Gigan story for us. So there are writers out there that we do approach and ask, like, hey, but don't try to ask in the comments, like, hey, can I write for the Infinityverse? Because the automatic is going to be no. Because, like editors in comics, we have a very set idea of where for these characters. So we don't we have a set path for them, and we don't. And the Infinityverse isn't somewhere you can just write willy-nilly without our say-so, because we have our own continuity as well. But anyway, so there you go, guys. You guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of this? Just comment below, let me know. Once again, hope you all enjoyed this. Other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.